Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Today, we will be presenting on the current practice of zakat and tax between individuals and corporates in Malaysia with focus on the state of Melaka. Before we dive deeper, let's take a look at two main concepts, zakat and taxation. Zakat, as we know, is one of the pillars of Islam. It is not about just giving money, but about purifying wealth and ensuring that the poor and needy are taken care of. On the other hand, taxation is a government obligation. It funds roads, schools, hospitals, and national development. Even though zakat is religious and tax is legal, but both actually serve the same purpose, to redistribute wealth and support society. In Melaka, zakat is managed by Majlis Agama Islam or known as MAIM, while taxation falls under Lembaga Hasil Dalam Negeri LHDN. By studying this, we can see how individuals and businesses manage both responsibilities, fulfilling their duty to God while also contribute to the state's development. This makes our topic important because it shows how faith and law work hand in hand to create a balanced system for the community.
Let's go through zakat in Melaka for individual. What is zakat? Zakat is a religious duty for Muslims and is managed by MAIM in Melaka. It's one of the 5 pillars of Islam. When is zakat due? You need to pay zakat when your wealth goes above a certain amount called a nisab, and you hold it for a full year. Nisab requirement. The nisab in Melaka is either 85 grams of gold and 595 grams of silver. If your wealth is more than this, you need to pay 2.5% of it as zakat. What way is for zakat? Zakat applies to saving, bank deposit, investment, gold and silver. Also, business profit plus agriculture, produce and livestock. What is exempt from zakat? Personalities like your house, car, furniture and clothes are not included. Zakat on income. When calculating zakat on income, you can deduct your basic living costs first. Zakat helps support those in need and ensure fairness in society. Now, let's look at how zakat payment are being made and the tax benefit that come with it. Convenient payment method. Zakat can now be paid in many ways. Make it easy for people. Some of the options include online banking, salary deduction, post office, counter, kiosk, and mobile apps. This variety of payment method ensures that paying zakat is simple and accessible to everyone. Transparent distribution. Once the zakat is collected, it is distributed to 8 asnaf categories, which is the poor, needy, and the indebted. They ensure that zakat reach the right people in need. Maintain transparency. Tax incentive. Zakat payment also have a tax benefit. Under the Income Tax Act 1967, zakat payment are eligible for tax rebates. This means paying zakat not only helps fulfill religious obligation but also reduce taxable income. This practice makes zakat easy to pay and also provide financial benefit to those who contribute. Next, let's take a look at some challenges people face when fulfill their zakat and tax obligation. First, awareness and knowledge gaps. Many individuals have limited understanding of how to calculate zakat on more complex types of wealth such as investment, rentals, and business profit. This lack of knowledge can lead to mistakes such as the risk of overpaying or underpaying zakat. Second, administrative difficulties. There are also challenges when it comes to the administrative side of things. It's difficult for some people to access accurate nisab value. The tax rebate form can be complicated, which may discourage people from claiming their rebates or fulfilling their obligation correctly.
Now, I will represent a summary of the corporate zakat and tax requirement in Melaka, Malaysia, and its role in corporate social responsibility. In Malaysia, zakat is a mandatory almsgiving under Islamic law, applicable not only to individuals but also to Muslim-owned businesses and corporations. It serves to purify wealth and redistribute it to the welfare of society. The administration of zakat is managed by state Islamic councils that provide specific guidelines. Companies in Malacca, the zakat obligation starts when the business wealth or capital reach the nisab threshold, typically equivalent to the value of 85 grams of gold. This ensures only enterprises with valuable and productive assets pay zakat, helping channel funds from financially capable businesses to social welfare programs. Zakat for corporation is calculated annually at a rate of 2.5% on net business assets or working capital after deducting liabilities. Business conduct a yearly assessment known as whole to determine their zakat due. Payment can be made through authorized agency like Majlis Agama Islam Melaka and Pusat Zakat Melaka with accessible payment options including digital platforms. Beyond its financial role, zakat at the corporate level play a vital part in social responsibility and economic redistribution in Malacca. Funds collected support initiatives such as poverty alleviation, education, healthcare, and community development. This reinforces ethical business practices and aligns company with corporate social responsibility of CSR ideals. Regarding accounting, zakat is recognized as a distinct financial obligation, separate from income tax. Through accounting practice vary. The Malaysian government supports zakat payment through tax relief allowance, encouraging compliance while enhancing tax efficiency. Integrating zakat into CSR initiative not only strengthens corporate reputation but also builds trust with stakeholders by demonstrating ethical and religious commitment. Moreover, Malaysian regulatory framework mandates zakat for Muslim-owned business, motivating firms to strategically include zakat in their CSR efforts. In summary, zakat payment by corporation in Malacca is more than a religious duty. It's a strategic social responsibility actions that balance profitability with social welfare, fostering sustainable and ethical business environment.
So now, I will present a comparison between zakat and tax. We will look at their eligibility, payment methods, and benefits. For zakat, it is only mandatory for Muslims. For individuals, they must have wealth above the nisab and hold it for 1 lunar year. For corporation, it applies to Muslim-owned or Sharia-compliant companies. For tax, it is mandatory for everyone. All residents and citizens with taxable income must pay. All corporations are required regardless of religion or ownership. Next, for the payment method, zakat is usually paid to state religious councils such as MAIM or approved institution. In some cases, it can also be given directly to eligible recipients. Tax is paid to LHDN. It can be collected through monthly salary deduction, company installments, or an annual lump sum. Lastly, for the benefits, zakat has both spiritual and financial benefits. Spiritually, it cleanses wealth and fulfills a religious duty with reward from Allah. Financially, it also reduces taxable income. Tax provides civic and financial benefits. Civic-wise, it funds public services like infrastructure, healthcare, and education. Financially, taxpayers enjoy relief and deduction such as EPF, PRS, lifestyle, and medical expenses. Next, treatment. Zakat is treated as a religious duty under Islamic law. In Melaka, it is managed by MAIM to ensure proper collection and distribution. The government also recognizes zakat as a tax, rebate or deduction, so Muslims are not burdened twice. This shows how religion and law work together in Malaysia. Taxes, on the other hand, are purely a legal requirement. Everyone who qualifies must pay, whether individuals or corporations. Failure to pay on time leads to fines and penalties. For the implication, for zakat, the obligation is religious. It is an act of worship and a personal duty to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Zakat cleanses wealth and depends on niyah, intention, sincerity, and faith. For tax, the obligation is governmental. It is a civic duty that supports the economy and national welfare. Tax is purely legal with no spiritual element. It is enforced by law and non-compliance results in punishment. In short, zakat emphasizes faith and spiritually, while tax emphasizes civic duty and legal compliance. That's all.
I will present about challenges and recommendation. The first challenges is awareness and knowledge gap, which is many unsure how to calculate zakat and leads to underpayment or overpayment. The second challenges is accounting inconsistency, which is no standardized zakat accounting according weak reporting and compliance in businesses. The third one is economic burden, which is rising cost of living affects middle income earners and liquidity issues for firms paying both zakat and corporate tax. Next is recommendation. The first recommendation is education and awareness, which is regular programs by MAIM LHDN on obligations, rights and benefits. The second one is system integration, which is centralized platform for zakat plus tax declaration or payment. And the last recommendation is standardization, which is adopt standardized zakat accounting for corporate reporting. In conclusion, this paper brings out the complementary purpose of zakat and taxation in the Malaysian socio-economic system, especially the Malacca zakat redistribution of wealth to those in need and taxation finance development of the country. Malaysia has already included zakat as a rebate on tax, yet there is still a problem in the awareness of the people, trust, financial management and inconsistency of corporation practicing zakat. The future is in the enhanced togetherness, the improved governance and digital individualization, and the enhanced cooperation of MAIM, LHDN and policymakers. An integrated system would simplify compliance, ease the load on Muslims and create a more inclusive and sustainable economy.